one with God. Let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Let me remember I am one with God. Let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Let me remember I am one with God. Let me remember I am one with God. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks. I sat in this place before the trees budded a couple weeks ago, and now I'm here back now that all the leaves are starting to come out. And anyway, here it's for lesson 124 in A Course in Miracles. We're reading from the Foundation of Inner Peace version, Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles. Here for May the 4th of 2025. Let me remember I am one with God. Today we will again give thanks for our identity in God. Our home is safe, protection guaranteed in all we do. However, Our home is safe, protection guaranteed in all we do, power and strength available to us in all our undertakings. We can fail in nothing. Everything we touch takes on a shining light that blesses and that heals. At one with God and with the universe, we go our way rejoicing with the thought that God Himself goes everywhere with us. How holy are our minds, and everything we see reflects the holiness within the mind, at one with God and with itself. How easily do errors disappear, and death give place to everlasting life. Our shining footprints point the way to truth, for God is our companion as we walk the world a little while. And those who come to follow us will recognize the way, because the light we carry stays behind, yet still remains with us as we walk on. What we receive is our eternal gift to those who follow after, and to those who went before or stayed with us a while. And God, who loves us with the equal love in which we were created, smiles on us and offers us the happiness we gave. Today we will not doubt His love for us, nor question His protection and His care. No meaningless anxieties can come between our faith and our awareness of His presence. We are one with Him today in recognition and remembrance, and we feel Him in our hearts. Our minds contain His thoughts. Our eyes behold His loveliness in all we look upon. Today we see only the loving and lovable. We see it in appearances of pain, and pain gives way to peace. We see it in appearances of pain, and pain gives way to peace. We see it in the frantic, in the sad and the distressed, the lonely and afraid. We are restored to the tranquility and peace of mind in which we were created. And we see it in the dying and the dead as well, restoring them to life. All this we see because we saw it first within ourselves. No miracle can ever be denied to those who know that they are one with God. No thought of theirs but has the power to heal all forms of suffering in anyone, in times gone by and times as yet to come, as easily as in the ones who walk beside them now. Their thoughts are timeless, and apart from distance, as apart from time. We join in this awareness as we say that we are one with God. For in these words we say as well that we are saved and healed, that we can save and heal accordingly. We have accepted, and we now would give, for we would keep the gifts our Father gave. Today we would experience ourselves as one with Him, so that the world may share our recognition of reality. In our experience, the world is freed. As we deny our separation from our Father, it is healed along with us. Peace be to you today. Secure your peace by practicing awareness. You are one with your Creator, as He is with you. Peace be to you today as you say, let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Peace be to you today. Secure your peace by practicing awareness. You are one with your Creator, as He is with you. Sometime today, whenever it seems best, devote a half an hour to the thought that you are one with God. This is our first attempt at an extended period. Devote a half an hour to the thought that you are one with God. This is our first attempt at an extended period for which we give no rules, nor special words to guide your meditation. We will trust God's voice to speak as He sees fit today, certain He will not fail. Abide with Him this half an hour. He will do the rest. You just abide with Him for a half an hour today. He will do the rest. Your benefit will not be less if you believe that nothing happens. You may not be ready to accept the gain today, yet sometime, somewhere, it will come to you, nor will you fail to recognize it when it dawns with certainty upon your mind. This half an hour will be framed in gold, and every minute like a diamond set around the mirror that this exercise will offer you. And you will see Christ's face upon it in reflection of your own. Perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, you will see your own transfiguration in the glass this holy half an hour will hold out to you to look upon yourself. When you are ready, you will find it there, within your mind and waiting to be found. You will remember then the thought to which you gave this half an hour, thankfully aware no time was ever better spent. Perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, you will look into this glass and understand the sinless light you see belongs to you. The loveliness you look on is your own. Count this half an hour as your gift to God, in certainty that His return will be a sense of love you cannot understand, a joy too deep for you to comprehend, a sight too holy for the body's eyes to see. And yet you can be sure someday, perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, you will understand and comprehend and see. This half an hour you're going to spend is a gift to God. Think of it that way. A gift to God, and you can't outgive God. Add further jewels to the golden frame that holds the mirror offered you today by hourly repeating to yourself, let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Okay, well, let's go take a look in our text reading for today, and we'll come back and sing that as we close. Let's look at, we're in chapter 14, Teaching for Truth, Roman numeral 4, your function in the atonement. I find these glass bottles that I get kombucha tea in, you can make a really nice water bottle. Anyway, I don't have to keep buying plastic ones. I just fill it up with my well. Your function in the atonement. When you accept a brother's guiltlessness, you will see the atonement in him. For by proclaiming it in him, you make it yours, and you will see what you sought. You will not see the symbol of your brother's guiltlessness shining within him, while you still believe it is not there. His guiltlessness is your atonement. His guiltlessness, his sinlessness, his innocence is your at-one-ment, your atonement. Grant it to him, and you will see the truth of what you have acknowledged. Yet truth is offered first to be received, even as God gave it first to his Son. The first in time means nothing, but the first in eternity is God the Father, who is both first and one. Beyond the first there is no other, for there is no order, no second or third, or nothing but the first. God is all and all. God is all and all. God is all and in all. Paragraph 2. You who belong to the first cause, God, created by him like unto himself and part of him, are more than merely guiltless. The state of guiltlessness is only the condition in which what is not there has been removed from the disordered mind that thought it was. This state, and only this, must you attain, with God beside you. For until you do, you will still think that you are separate from him. You can perhaps feel his presence next to you, but cannot know that you are one with him. And that's what we're trying to reach today. Let me remember I'm one with God. And how do we do that? By seeing our guiltlessness and the guiltlessness in our brothers and sisters. You can perhaps feel his presence next to you, but you cannot know that you are one with him. This cannot be taught. Learning applies only to the condition in which it happens of itself. And that condition is an innocent perception, the vision of Christ, to see a forgiven world. Paragraph 3. When you have let all that obscured the truth in your most holy mind be undone for you, and therefore stand in grace before your Father, he will give himself to you as he has always done. Giving himself is all he knows, and so it is all knowledge. For what he knows not cannot be, and therefore cannot be given. Ask not to be forgiven, for this has already been accomplished. Ask rather to learn how to forgive, and to restore what always was to your unforgiving mind. So don't ask to be forgiven, ask to learn how to forgive. And thus then you'll restore what always was to your unforgiving mind. Atonement becomes real and visible to those who use it, so use your guiltless perception of everyone today. Atonement becomes real and visible to those who use it. On earth, this is your only function. That's our function, to see the guiltless world. On earth, this is your only function, and you must learn that it is all you want to learn. You will feel guilty till you learn this. You having trouble with someone? See their guiltlessness. You having trouble with your own life? See your and everyone's guiltlessness. Forgiveness is the key to happiness, remember? You will feel guilty till you learn this. Learn what? On earth, this is your function. Atonement becomes real and visible to those who use it. On earth, this is your only function, and you must learn that it is all you want to learn. You will feel guilty till you learn this, for in the end, whatever form it takes, your guilt arises from your failure to fulfill your function in God's mind with all of yours. Can you escape this guilt by failing to fulfill your function here? You need not understand creation to do what must be done before that knowledge would be meaningful to you. God breaks no barriers, neither did he make barriers. When you release them, they are gone. God will not fail, nor ever has in anything. Decide that God is right and you are wrong about yourself. He created you out of himself, but still within him. He knows what you are. Remember that there is no second to him. There cannot therefore be anyone without his holiness, nor anyone unworthy of his perfect love. Fail not in your function of loving in a loveless place, made out of darkness and deceit, for thus are darkness and deceit undone. Wow, catch that. Fail not in your function of seeing a forgiven world, an innocent world, a guiltless world. Fail not in your function of loving in a loveless place, made out of darkness and deceit, for thus are darkness and deceit undone. Fail not yourself, but instead offer to God and you his blameless Son. That's what love is, seeing the innocence in each other. For this small gift of appreciation for his love, God will himself exchange your gift for his. 5. Before you make any decision for yourself, remember that you have decided against your function in heaven, and then consider carefully whether you want to make decisions here. Your function here is only to decide against deciding what you want, in recognizing that you do not know. Can you have that open mind? Well, I don't even know what I want. Why, that's the mind that can be led by God. Your function here is only to decide against deciding what you want, in recognition that you do not know. How could you blame someone for wrongdoing? How could you see a guilty person if you don't know why they did what they did and how it's going to have effects on you or anyone? It's just a judgment you'd be making. We've got to free ourselves from that. Your function here is only to decide against deciding what you want, in recognition that you do not know. How then can you decide what you should do? Leave all decisions to the one who speaks for God and for your function as he knows it. So will he teach you to remove the awful burden you have laid upon yourself by loving not the Son of God and trying to teach him guilt instead of love. Give up this frantic and insane attempt that cheats you of the joy of living with your God and Father and of waking gladly to his love and holiness that join together as the truth in you, making you one with him. 6. When you have learned how to decide with God, all decisions become as easy and as right as breathing. There is no effort, and you will be led as gently as if you were being carried down a quiet path in summer. Only your own volition seems to make deciding hard. The Holy Spirit will not delay in answering your every question what to do. He knows, and he will tell you, and then do it for you. You who are tired will find this is more restful than sleep, for you can bring your guilt into sleeping, but not into this. That's where those nightmares come from, bringing your guilt into the sleep. But we want to do something. We want to learn to let all decisions be made with God. That very first sentence, when you have learned how to decide with God, all decisions become as easy and as right as breathing. The next paragraph, 7. Unless you are guiltless, you cannot know God, whose will is that you know him. We got to see guiltlessness. Therefore, you must be guiltless. Remember, you and your brother are one. So the way you see your brother is how you see yourself. And we got to see ourselves as guiltless by seeing our brothers as guiltless. Yet if you do not accept the necessary conditions for knowing him, you have denied him and do not recognize him, though he is all around you. He cannot be known without his Son, whose guiltlessness is the condition for knowing him. Accepting his Son as guilty is denial of the Father so complete that knowledge is swept away from recognition in the very mind where God himself has placed it. If you would but listen and learn how impossible this is, do not endow him with attributes you understand. You made him not, and everything you understand is not of him, not of God. 8. Your task is not to make reality. It is here without your making, but not without you. You have tried to throw yourself away and valued God so little. Hear me speak for him and for yourself. You cannot understand how much your Father loves you, for there is no parallel in your experience of the world to help you understand. There is nothing on earth with which it can compare, and nothing you have ever felt apart from him resembles it ever so faintly. You cannot even give a blessing in perfect gentleness. Would you know of one who gives forever and who knows of nothing except giving? 9. The children of heaven live in the light of the blessing of their Father because they know that they are sinless. The atonement was established as the means of restoring guiltlessness to the minds that have denied it and thus denied heaven to themselves. Atonement teaches you the true condition of the Son of God. It does not teach you what you are or what your Father is. The Holy Spirit, who remembers this for you, merely teaches you how to remove the blocks that stand between you and what you know. His memory is yours. If you remember what you have made, you are remembering nothing. Remembrance of reality is in him, and therefore in you. And our last paragraph, number 10, for this section. The guiltless and the guilty are totally incapable of understanding one another. The guiltless and the guilty are totally incapable of understanding one another. Each perceives the other as like himself, making both unable to communicate, because each sees the other unlike the way he sees himself. God can communicate only to the Holy Spirit in your mind, because only he shares the knowledge of what you are with God, and only the Holy Spirit can answer God for you, for only he knows what God is. Everything else that you have placed within your mind cannot exist, for what is not in communication with the mind of God has never been. Nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Everything else that you have placed within your mind cannot exist, for what is not in communication with the mind of God has never been. Communication with God is life. Nothing without it is at all. Okay, look a little longer in our reading today, but let's real quickly what's going on around the world. Anti-bullying, I found these on, most of these, I found on, let's see, holidays and observances. I didn't find this one, World Day of Prayer today. And it's also Anti-Bullying Day, Bird Day, Intergalactic Star Wars Day. You'd think by the time we reached being able to travel the stars, we wouldn't be involved in war anymore, huh? We need to recognize that our evolution transcends war. International Baby Lost Mother's Day, and Bereaved Mother's Day. International Permaculture Day. Permanent culture, permanent agriculture. Lemonade Day, Motorcycle Mass and Blessing of the Bike Day, Ride a Bike Day, I expect motorized or pedaled. Weather Observers Day, Rural Life Day, and Renewal Day, World Give Day, and World Laughter Day. Remember what our Course in Miracles, Jesus said that the Son of God remembered not to laugh. That was his whole problem, how he separated off from his reality. So we must remember to laugh, to restore ourselves to our awareness of our oneness. As we tell ourselves today, let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace, and laugh at everything that appears to be contradictory to that. Let it be the humor of the universe. Find reasons to be happy. Okay, and out of edible landscaping, we've got a Vitis lumbrusca, a Mars seedless grape. Mars is a blue seedless grape, good in hot summer areas. The most disease-resistant seedless, usually ripens in late July and usually needs to be sprayed for black rot. The grapes pictured were not sprayed but bagged. You can put them in paper sacks to protect them too. Space 8 foot apart on a 6 foot high trellis. Flavor similar to Concord and excellent. Texture not slip skin but thin skinned and meaty, like vinifera grapes, zones 4 through 8. Thank you, Edible Landscaping. And our word for peace is from the 332 Fiji Islands of the South Pacific, and the word is Vakacegu, if I'm pronouncing it right. Vakacegu. Vakacegu. Okay, well, let's close with our song. And thanks again for joining me today. Let's make sure I get this right. I was getting that tune a little bit incorrect yesterday. So let me make sure I like to do the same tune I originally got. Let me remind myself here. Okay, here we go. Let me remember I am one with God. Let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Let me remember I am one with God. Let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Let me remember I am one with God. Let me remember I am one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness, holiness and peace. Let me remember I am one with God. Let me remember I am one with God. Okay, well, let's remember today that we're one with God, at one with all my brothers and myself, in everlasting holiness and peace. Vakacegu.